This is your guide to getting social and finding love in Montreal. Welcome back to Solo in the City and our Love Table. Frank, we have two fantastic women joining us right now. It's Ruth Chriqui and Monica Merleau. They are from Shevaya Wellness. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
So we've been discussing essence and love potions and lotions, and we heard all about how they can work. But I also wanted to talk about the dangers of it, right? Yeah. And I think there's white magic and black magic, right? But and the moon and the stars and all these other effects that can help us or hurt us. So Ruth, why don't you talk a little bit about the possible dangers of using love potions?
I use a lot of oils for myself, and there's definitely oils that you can use as love potions, like patchouli and even cinnamon, sandalwood. But for me, if you really want to evoke love, then I would use the moon cycles. There's different cycles, to evoke love. You can do it on the wax moon.
What is the wax moon?
The wax moon comes after the full moon, but it's more like a witchy type of,
Pagan. It's pagan.
I don't like to say pagan because, I practice it and I'm not pagan,
Okay.
So.
But witchy is a bit sketchier to say than pagan. Yeah?
No, because you know what? I think that being a witch is not like what people think. Witches help people. There's just like a negative connotation going with the witch, but it's not really.
Okay, so how does the moon play in with this witch theory of bringing
I look
in
at
love?
for sure, if you want to, I believe that if you want to evoke love, the self-love first is so important.
100%.
Okay.
I think we're all in agreement on that one, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, because you
Okay,
have to be
definitely.
careful, because when you ask for something, you are going to get it. So if you're going to start making these love potions and whatever you're going to do, you're going to meet someone. Now, is that someone okay for you? Is it really love? Is it lust? Are you just like in love with the idea of being in love?
Yeah, I see that a lot.
Yeah. So, I believe that self-love is so important. And once you reach to that level, you're not going to want to make love potions.
Exactly.
What do you think about this, Monica? Now, you two are partners in this whole thing, right? So talk to us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so my part in Ruth and I working together is I help give tools for people to connect to their well-being and to find like the love within themselves. And then what I've learned, even like on a personal level, is that the more I was connecting and feeling what was happening in a deep sense, because I always go spiritual, emotional, and physical, then it set the tone. So like if I was working, as I work with the moon cycle, there's like a beautiful rhythm that happens, and I respect the energy, so I know when to practice, when not to. And that feeling that I get inside radiates from outside. So it's kind of a potion in itself,
That's right.
So it's almost like you're putting the spell really on yourself rather than the other person. It's not like I want him, I'm going to dump this potion on him and he's going to fall in love with me.
If you want him, you're going to get him, but be very careful. Be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it.
Well, and that's the difference also. I was reading some articles and everything, and they were talking the difference between black magic and white magic, and that the black magic is so much stronger.
But
in
it turns
essence,
back on you
right?
at one point.
But is that true? There's the black and the white, and
Yes.
one
Yes.
is stronger?
Yes.
So
No, that's not true. That
No?
black magic is stronger than white magic. White magic is pure. Black magic is, something you set out to do. There's an intention and a negative most of the time, because when you want to bring somebody towards you, you're almost changing your path. Okay, you need to believe in the universe and trust that the universe brings you what you need to have on this journey.
We're sitting here talking with Ruth Chriqui and Monica Merleau. They are both from Shevaya Wellness, and we're talking about how we can change, or not. It's not really about change, right? Because it's
No, we
not.
have to learn.
You don't want to change your destiny. That's what you were just saying, right, Ruth?
I don't want to change my destiny.
Right.
My destiny.
And that's what love potions can do if they're used incorrectly, correct?
Right. You have to be so careful. Like, it's all about your intention. If you are wanting exterior things to happen on, to you, then you're going to have things happen in a negative way, because but once you know that inside of you, you have like this light and love, then for yourself, then it just naturally evolves. And there's, like, we're talking about white and black magic, and so the white magic is pure, and to me it's like a win-win situation.
So what I'm hearing is, like, when you're talking black magic, is you're trying to get an external goal happen,
right?
And therefore you're manipulating situations or energies, whatever you want to call it, in order to manipulate energies to get.
Yes.
Right. So when you do this, that there may be repercussions because you're going against the flow of the universe. There will be. So it's karmic. It's karmic. Let's call it that.
It's karmic.
Okay,
100% karmic.
So then we go into this idea of white magic, or the idea of being in our...
Well, trusting the universe. White magic is really having strong faith in, trusting that you're okay and you will be okay. And whatever, once again, I always going to bring it back to myself, because the purity, the truth is within myself. So, we want to follow our inner truth. Why
are we always searching for something else?
Well, in this particular case, it's not even searching. It's actually, for some people, it's reaching out, and it's coming from desperation. And that desperation is because we're not secure within ourselves. And I think what we're talking about here is the difference. You said, Frank, manipulation, and you ladies agreed. And I think that's the difference between manipulation and manifestation. Manifestation. That's the key word. And that's the thing that, I'm always talking about on Solo in the City, is manifesting. I feel very much that when I started on this particular journey, I decided I needed a certain change for myself, within myself. And I chose to manifest the life that I want. And
so how do you manifest things? That's that's a good information to put out there.
Visualization is actually one of the best ways, and you use the moon cycles, like I said.
I wanted to hear more about the moon cycles.
I use the moon for everything, even when I have to cut my hair.
I believe that.
I love that.
If I want it thicker, I will cut it on the full moon. I want it longer, I will cut it on the new moon. And that's...
Can you just tell us the phases of the moon and what it represents? Do we have enough time? Yes, we do.
Of course we do.
Yeah, well, we have the new moon.
The new moon.
Okay, which you set in your intentions and whatever you would like to, plant the seed.
Okay.
Okay. You have the... after the new moon, there's the wax moon. Waning moon. Okay, that's when you... if you want to clear things out, you want to let go of somebody, want to cut the cord, want to liberate yourself.
So important to cut those energetic cords.
Cut the cord. That's what I was telling Monica. Sometimes, you can be, whoever your friend is or your lover or your partner, sometimes comes a time where it's done. And even if you love them, cut the cord.
So next phase, full
moon. Next phase, wax moon.
Okay, but in the full moon, what do you do? What's that for? What can we do there? We could make some powerful magic there, no?
Yes,
100% we can.
With the power in the full moon, and it goes to the next phase, which is wax moon, and that's a very powerful time to do black magic or white magic.
How about sex magic?
Sex magic comes
You always have to go there,
but
right?
it's true.
Magic.
Come on.
Get to that? You never had the best sex unless you understand the energy.
You know what I think we're going to do? I think we're going to have to put on the Solo in the City website, we're going to put up a calendar for people to be able to go and see what the different moons are and how they represent different things that we can manifest in our own lives.
I love it.
Okay?
Yeah,
how does that sound?
That would be great.
Okay.
That would be great.
Ruth, you're going to put that together for me, and I'm going to put it up.
Sure.
Okay, you and
Monica
you
and
Monica.
We have moon cycles.
Well, we all have moon cycles.
We invite people.
I have parties on different moon cycles.
Yeah.
Well, we give offerings, we pray, we write our intentions, we light a candle for us.
I'll give you my number.
Well, okay, we're going to light all these candles together.
Okay,
I want to thank you both for joining us. It was Monica Merleau
so
and Ruth Chriqui from Shevaya Wellness. And coming up, we're going to be talking about where to see and be seen in the city. It's Solo in the City on CJAD 800.